Hi, my name is Marcus, CTO of Drone Rescue Systems. We provide reliable, reusable, very lightweight and fully autonomous parachutes for various drones. It will protect your expensive equipment in case of an emergency or even people on the ground. In this video I want to show you how to install the DRS M600, our parachute for DJI's Matrice M600 or M600 Pro. Now I want to show you all components which are included in the set. First, there is the parachute, which fits the M600 with a total takeoff weight of up to 15.5 kilograms. It comes with a bridle. That's a set of lines for connecting the parachute to the frame and the metal hook, solid one. We also provide you with a small plastic container for a clean installation on the M600. The deployment unit is responsible for shooting out the parachute in case of an emergency. All the necessary electronic components are included in the base for autonomous parachute triggering. It comes with a microSD memory card for data logging, for setting parameters or even updating the firmware. A small LED will show you the status of the system. And the buzzer will go on to warn people on the ground. To mount the deployment unit on the M600, we provide you with a base plate. It uses a simple bayonet mechanism for connection. To stop the propellers from spinning when the parachute gets deployed, we developed a power PCB. It's responsible for cutting off the power to the motors. Also included are two signal cables. A longer one, which is responsible for manual triggering the system through the pilot, and the shorter one for interfacing the landing gear. This is all that comes in the kit and all you need for getting ready to fly and safe with the DRS M600. We will start with the installation at the top. First, we have to install the base plate, which is the mechanical connection for the deployment unit to the frame. It can get installed on 5 out of 6 positions at the M600. It's not usable on the front because of the GPS antenna. For the M600 Pro version, we definitely recommend to use position number 2 or 6 because it's untainted from areas. To install it, first you have to unscrew those two little screws right above the batteries. You use a 2mm hex screw. Open the screws like this. On the back of the base plate there is a double-sided sticky tape. You have to remove it before putting it on. Take care the cutouts on the base plate perfectly match the holes on the top. Put it right above the hole, push it down and put back in the screws. Next, we have to remove the top cover using the same tool. There are 6 screws which hold down the cover. Remove them and take care of the antenna. If you have removed the 6 screws, gently lift up the top cover like this and take care of the antenna in the front. Just leave it like that. The longer signal cable is for manual triggering the parachute through the pilot. It has to be connected to the port F3 on the A3 flight controller. The brown or black wire has to be on the top. Those wires have to thread it through all the way to the bottom. Therefore, DJI provides some cutouts and a base plate on the bottom covered with some rubber. We can use them to wire those cables down. The cable from the base plate has to go through the grill of the top cover. It fits perfectly. If you finished with the wiring on the top, you can put back on the cover, put in the screws and turn the drone upside down to keep on working on the bottom. If the drone is turned upside down and in a solid position, we start folding down the landing gear. Just push the hinge and bring it down slowly. Now we will install the power PCB to cut off the motor when the parachute gets deployed. First, we have to remove the bottom cover. Unplug the socket and look at the pull signs of the cover. Push it here and pull it out strongly. If you have removed the bottom cover, you can access the cables for the power supply to the motors. They are connected via 6 screws, which you have to take out. Bend away the red wires, but leave the black one in their place. In the front you can already see the 2 wires we threaded from the top to the bottom. Grab them and twist them out a little bit further. Now it's time to put on the power board. There is a small arrow which should point in the forward flight direction of the DJI M600, which is between motor 1 and 2. The PCB should sit straight above the holes where the screws have to go back in. At the beginning, you put in the screws which connect to the black wires. And tighten them strong. The next step is to put in the screws where the red wires originally were connected, but don't connect them. The red wires need to be connected to a new position, which are the 3 metal terminals. Therefore, use the supply screws. And number 3. Tighten them well. Now we connect the wire coming from the base plate mounted at the top and connect it to the socket right next to the white arrow. This is the interface port to the parachute itself. The next step is to connect the signal cable coming from the A3 flight controller and connect it to the port on your left side, which is labeled deploy command. This is used for triggering the parachute manually through the pilot. Take care of the right polarity. The brown cable should be connected to the pin labeled with the minus sign. The last step is to rewire the servo for the landing gear. The landing gear will be folded down automatically when the parachute gets deployed. Therefore, you have to remove the servo cable located at the position in. Remove the cable, bring it over to the power board and connect it to the 3 pins labeled with landing gear in. Same here. Take care, the black wire is connected to the pin with the minus sign. The last step is to install the short signal cable. This is used for connecting the power board all the way back to the servo motor. Again, take care of the right polarity. Here, the minus sign labeled on the PCB needs to be connected to the brown cable. Bring it to the servo port and connect it straight to the right position. Now the minus pin is on your right side. Basically that's it. All you have to do is to put back on the bottom cover and reconnect the power supply for the landing gear servo. Now the setup on the bottom side is finished. Okay, now that we have installed all electronic components, we can focus on connecting the parachute to the frame. Therefore, we use 3 lines. They have to be connected to every second arm. If you decide to put your mounting plate on motor number 6, you should start with the first arm on the right side. You skip one, take this arm, skip another one, and take this arm. These are the points where we'll hook up the parachute with the frame. The lines have 2 loops, one on each end. You bring it around, go through the loop and tighten it. Just leave it like this. Do it the same with this arm. Tighten it, bring it over here. And line number 3, repeating. To get a clean installation of the lines on the M600, we provide this small plastic container. It's like a holder for the line, which needs to be placed right in the center. It also uses some sticky tapes on the bottom. The plastic container has 3 cutouts. They should point right into the direction where the lines are hooked up to the booms. So, put it straight on the center and the cutout pointing to the boom. The same for here, and another one going to the other direction. Push it on gently. To thread the lines through the lid, I'm using a small piece of another wire. Go through the loops for the parachute connection. Thread it through the hole in the center. And gently pull them through. The final setup is to install the metal hook. You have to loop them through the hole which is closed, the smaller one. Bring the loops of the wires over the metal hook like this. And tighten it strong. Now you can push back the lid gently all the way until it touches the hook. To get rid of this additional lengths and get a clean installation, bring in the wires through the cutouts of the plastic container like this. And then just gently push in the wires. Now you have a very clean and nice installation connecting the metal hook with the 3 booms of the motors. The last step is to install the parachute in the deployment unit. The deployment unit uses simple rubber tubes to eject the parachute, but it has to be preloaded mechanically. Therefore, we use a hinge which is located on the bottom. It needs to get pulled out using your fingernails. Hold it as it is and push down the moving blade using a simple water bottle. When you're down at the bottom, release the hinge and be sure it's straight under the surface. At the end, you can safely remove the water bottle from the deployment unit. To load the parachute in the container, you first have to remove the rubber band. The overlapping area of the plastic cover, which needs to be in the deployment unit as well, should be in the front. Bring it down this way and push it down gently. As you can see here, we have some additional cable on the top. To get rid of this, you can simply push in the cable through the grill to get a nice installation. Now we just have to put on the deployment unit to the mounting base. When you put it on, take care this tiny arrow pointing into the open lock symbol and twist it until it reaches the closed lock symbol, like this. Finally, you just have to connect the hook from the parachute Okay, you're basically done with the whole setup. Another recommendation I can give to you to get an even better looking or better, nicer installation is to use a plastic tape, sticky tape to cover the lines. Therefore, just use a regular, quite strong teaser tape, cut off maybe around 5 centimeters. In the middle, cut in to the half. Okay, take care, you tighten the knob so it's in a strong position. And stick it like this. Okay, that's it. Hope you have enjoyed the installation video for our parachute for the DJI Matrice M600. I hope everything was clear, but if you purchased the product and have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in contact with Drone Rescue Systems. Thank you.